Hey y'all! Today we are actually going to make a recipe instead of makeup, and you might have some little people that come in here. You know the drill if you follow me normally. McKenna and Landon usually like to steal the show. So today I'm actually doing a buffalo chicken chili recipe. I got this from a friend. It is so freaking amazing that I wanted to share it, especially on Super Bowl Sunday, so you guys had enough time if you wanted to make it for your family or a party that you are going to go to. So let's hop right to it. First, I'll tell you exactly what you need to make this recipe, and then we'll go ahead and start it together. So you're gonna need 4 cups of shredded chicken for starters. I just like to buy the roastery chicken from Sam's. It's only $4.98, and for the 4 cups, it just takes the breast section, so you still have the legs left to make some other recipe or pick on during the week or make another dinner. So 4 cups of shredded chicken. You're gonna need half of a red onion. And I'm lazy, so I just buy the little diced red onion already from Kroger's. You're gonna use about half of this container max for this recipe. You're gonna need 1 teaspoon of olive oil. You also need Sweet Baby Ray's buffalo wing sauce. Oh my god, so freaking yummy. And you're gonna use at least a half a bottle of this, and then you'll wanna add in more as you go with the recipe. You're going to need 2 packets of ranch mix. I just buy Kroger brand. It's the ranch dip mix. Make sure not to get the dressing one. It turns out way better with the dip mix. So 2 packets of this. 1 can of chicken broth. I like to buy the box of the chicken broth because I'll mess with the consistency and maybe add a little bit more if I want it to be a little bit more soupy. And 1 cup of chunky salsa. I just buy this bad boy here in the mild, and usually I just pour in the whole thing because I like my salsa. This is the mild, like I said. 1 can of northern beans and 1 can of kidney beans. You're going to want to rinse and drain these, so that's why my cans are empty right now, so I can show you. And a small container of heavy cream. I'm grabbing it right now for you. If I can find it. Here it is. So 1 container of heavy cream. Once again, just Kroger brand. You're gonna add this at the end because you can make it a more creamy consistency. And then when it's all said and done, you can top it off with shredded cheese, you can top it off with green onion, you can top it off with sour cream. It is completely up to you. So for starters, what you need to do is I always prep my crock pot. If you don't use the crock pot bags, start. It makes it so much easier for cleanup. They come in a box. I think Reynolds makes them. All you have to do when it's done is toss the bag in the trash. So I just always prep my crock pot first. You shred the chicken. How easy is that? Since it's already a roastery chicken, I just take a measuring cup and I measure out 4 cups. And like I said, that was the breast of the chicken. So you shred that, and then first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and saute the onion with a little bit of olive oil. So let's see if I turn you this way to my stove. Excuse our chip corner. I've taken some olive oil and I've gone ahead and heated the skillet with some olive oil. And I go ahead and take the onion. Like I said, you're gonna use about half of the container and saute that onion up. So I'll just go ahead, take my handy spatula and saute this onion. Since the chicken's already cooked, this isn't going to take a long time on the skillet either. So saute that bad boy. Now, you're going to add the shredded chicken in a packet of the ranch mix. So I've already prepped, and I've got my ranch dip mix. Grab my chicken. So easy with the paper plate because you can throw it away when you're done. Add the ranch mix. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add let's see, I'm gonna add the buffalo sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this and take half a bottle of the buffalo sauce and add that to the chicken and onion and ranch packet. And I got about a half a bottle there. Stir that bad boy up. Doesn't this look so yummy? It is going to be so good for Super Bowl. And just know the more buffalo sauce you add, the tangier the flavor is going to be. So I've got that stirred up. I'm just going to go ahead and cover and let that sit for a few. So it's just gonna go ahead and saute for a few minutes, and once I'm done with that, I'm gonna take that mixture and the beans and the packet of ranch and the salsa and the broth and simmer it on low heat, and I'm just gonna do it in my crock pot. So for starters, let's go back this way, tilt you down a hair, bring my crock pot over, and I'll go ahead and grab the ingredients, put them in here. So I've got my rinsed and drained kidney and northern beans. I'm gonna drop them in the crock pot. Sorry you hear Landon screaming in the background. Got the salsa. Just gonna dump the salsa in. Gonna take my ranch packet. This was the second one. Go ahead and put that in there. Some chicken broth. So this is what gives it that soupy consistency. And it's up to you how thick you want the chili to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and add probably about like 3/4 of the container in here. And then since I do want it a little bit more tangy, I'm gonna add a little bit more buffalo sauce, not all of it because I don't want it too spicy for the family. And then since that's been sauteing, I'm just gonna grab it and toss it in here. So let's take that, put it in my crock pot. And then that is all of the ingredients for cooking. So I really am just gonna stir this up. I'm going to cover it and cook it on low for, I don't know, several hours. We probably aren't gonna eat it until dinner time. So I'll probably cook it a good like 4 hours on low to get that flavor really in there. And then before serving it, you're gonna wanna add some of the heavy whipping cream in here to get that more creamy buffalo chicken chili consistency. So maybe add about half of this container for starters and see if you like it. And then you can go ahead back and forth between the heavy whipping cream, the buffalo, and the chicken broth so you get that desired flavor and consistency. And then go ahead and top it off with some shredded cheese, some sour cream, and some diced green onion, and you are good to go. So enjoy. If you have time, you can go ahead and head to the store and get some more ingredients to go make this for you, your family, or your friends tonight. Serve it with some tortilla chips. I bought some of those. I bought the scoops because it might be fun to like bite into it with some Tostitos scoops. So have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.